Oh, howdy all, grab yourselves a beer. It is time for some Path of Exile discussion. Today, what I want to talk about is getting currency out of your red tier Zana missions. So if you've been playing the League for a while, like I have, you'll have built up a decent number of each of the master missions. And you can tell here which ones I run the most of, so you can see that I run very few of my Einhar and Elva ones, quite a few of my Jun, and almost all of my Nico and Zana missions. So, what you do with the Zana missions is that two things will happen. Firstly, every time that you initiate a Zana mission by selecting Atlas mission and then putting a map in there, her inventory will reset. Most of the time the maps that she sells are not very lucrative. You can make a very small arbitrage if you buy the low tier maps and then sell them in bulk, but generally speaking I don't think that's worth your effort. What you're looking for is the rare jackpot pools. Sometimes she'll sell you a Shaper Guardian map for 25 Chaos. You always want to buy these. Sometimes if you're really lucky, she'll sell you a Cortex for 10 Chaos, and that's 2.5 to 3 Exalts profit at the moment in Metamorph Softcore. So, first thing we'll do is we activate it. And I've just stuck in a tier 16 map. I'll explain why it's a tier 16. It's also a white map because the mods on the map don't matter. Of course, you can run a higher difficulty map if you want. So let's have a look at her shop, and I've gotten lucky actually. So she's selling me a Maze of the Minotaur. Of course I'm going to buy that straight away. You're looking for the ones that have got fancy backgrounds. This one here is a Coral Ruins influenced by the Shaper. Being influenced by the Shaper does not make this worth 11C, so I'm not going to buy it. There's a bunch of other identified rare maps there. These can help you fill out if you're missing a particular map for Atlas completion bonus. By all means pick them up, but I've got all of that done, so there's nothing there of value for me. So yeah, you're looking for things like this Maze of the Minotaur, and you're looking for the Cortex, you're looking for the other Synthesis unique maps. All of those come up occasionally. Most of the time you won't get any. Sometimes she'll also sell you an Elder Guardian occupied map, and when an Elder Guardian occupied map comes up, just quickly check what the trade value of those fragments are. Elder fragments are a bit cheaper than Shaper ones in Metamorph, but they're still all worth buying at 25C at the moment. So now we're in this map, and we have a Zana mission, and it's a white map, so it's going to be super trivial. But we have a boss to kill, because with Awakening level 8, bosses are very lucrative, even on white maps. The loot doesn't scale very much with the difficulty of the map. And I happen to have this be Redeemer Influence. That's just by chance. I'm working on spawning Cyrus at the moment, and so this is a step closer to that. That's not important for the purposes of the Zana mission. So we're looking for two things in this map, and it's a stupid layout, one that I really don't like. We're looking for Zana herself, and we're looking for the map boss. We're going to do both of those things, and then hopefully you'll give a chance to see another lucky pull from Zana's mission pool. The key thing though with Zana's mission pool is that by choosing a tier 6 to do this on a tier 16 map, then she seems to have the best drop of the best available missions. The missions you're looking for are Shaper Guardian maps as your first preference. Your second preference is to take an Elder Guardian map, but do also check if you've got any uniques. And this is a numbers game. You won't get rewarded every single time, but you will over time. So let's have a look at what she's offering. Here we've just got 8 normal maps. I'll say 7 normal maps. Have a look to see if there's any of them that are against Harbingers. And there is. So, looks like this is the best one. Elder Caldera map against Harbingers. So we're going to go and do this. This is the runner-up prize. So what we're hoping to see is a Shaper Guardian or a rare, one of the better maps. But this is still a free map to zoom to the end of, kill the Harbingers when you find them, and to kill another map boss. As always, when you've got Awakening level 8, every single map boss that you kill is a 4% chance to drop a Shaper Guardian map, 4% chance to drop an Elder Guardian map. If you're not yet at Awakening level 8, you'll get the same bonuses, just it won't be 4%, it'll be 3% if you're at 6, 2% if you're at 4, and 1% if you're at 2. You also get some other little bonuses as well. So that's one Harbinger dead, and the loot was all shitty, so there's nothing to pick up there. So far out of this Zana mission, even though we've had nothing drop of note, and I'm just going to ascertain, this is a Tull Breach. My opinion on Tull Breaches is they're not worth doing now, so I'm just going to skip it. I will do Ulnatol and Chayur only at the moment. So at this point, this is not a great map to tile set again. Just like the Gardens map, it's just a slow clear. But because the map mods on this are quite easy, you don't have any agency over what the map mods are with a Zana mission. And if your build is allergic to a particular map mod, it can sort of suck to get, you know, a Shaper Guardian map that's Physical Reflect when you can't beat Phys Reflect or something like that. That said, we've just cleared through almost all of it now. Additionally, a lot of Zana missions are one chance only, so if you die, you can't get back in. This is a one chancer. They need to be a little bit careful not to get ganked. So here's the second Harbinger. Again, there's a good chance of getting a Ancient Shard or an Annulment Shard, and a modest chance of getting an Exalt Shard. Don't think I got anything, but that's fine. They are still the best to do. They're worth doing even though I didn't get anywhere out of them. Mesh Gloves, is that the Triad's Grip? Okay, so at this point we're just about up to a map boss, which again is more chances to get the Elder Guardians and Shaper Guardians, which is what we're here for. Reload lots of damage on him. That was actually pretty tanky for... Okay, so we got the adjacent map drop there, I think, or maybe that was just a normal drop. I just have a quick look to see if there's anything amazing here, so... We don't have an eye as an option, and we don't have any amazing drops, so therefore I'm not going to bother with the Metamorph. If I had either an eye or amazing drops, I would have done it. So that's the Zana mission done, and now at this point we're just finishing off the map that we were running before. The other thing that will happen when you're doing this, because you're essentially completing two maps here with this approach, you'll often get a master out of that. In fact, you'll get an average of 0.8 masters per mission, per map that you run like this, because you're killing two bosses. Just be very cautious. If you make a Metamorph out of Salazarang, he is absolutely brutal. He's one of the hardest Metamorph bosses I've fought. He then flips underwater at some point in this fight. Comes up and says hello again. They got rid of some of his old mechanics, which made him unkillable for some people. So there we go, that's a reward, Atlas mission from Nico. We didn't get any of the special rewards there, but now we're in a position to just continue this loop. So, first question, why are we using tier 16 maps? Firstly, you need to be on a 15 or 16 for Zana to offer you Shaper Guardian maps ever. She can offer you Elder Guardian maps if you're on a 14, 15 or 16, and Shaper Guardian if you're on 15 or 16. Secondly, tier 15 maps are undesirable options for her to drop, and I think that she only drops 16s and special maps if you're on a tier 16, and if you're on a tier 15 she can drop 15s, 16s and special maps being the ones you want. So for that reason I think it's best to do it this way. Now at this point what I'm going to do is, because the primary loot of the Maze of the Minotaur map is the fragment in it, I'm just going to repeat this process using the Maze of the Minotaur map that I purchased before. I've scoured it because, as we say, there's no scaling with monster difficulty. And now let's have a look and see. This time it's a more typical Zana lot of maps. Absolutely nothing. She will also sell Cartographer's Chisels, which are economy dependent, whether they're worth buying, but it's economy dependent, but almost always no. Here it looks like we've gotten stuffed around Invasion Boss map, Harbingers. Harbingers will be the best one to go with. And it's a Don't Die, it's in a Belfry. Okay. Belfry can be a pain in the ass on Don't Die maps because the boss isn't difficult, but he's unforgiving. It's one of those fights that's easy, but any mistake will kill you. And that's even the case even if your build's fairly tanky, you generally can't make many mistakes on map Katava. So here's the first Harbinger. And again, we've gotten skunked on the loot. I'm only showing ancient shards and up. Sorry, not ancient shards. Annulment shards. Annulment shards I show, but the lesser ones I don't. The other thing that's nasty about this tile set is that you have those stupid Heralds of Katava with their deadly attacks that they make. Okay, so we're phasing him easily, which I thought we would. But this, again, you just can't underestimate this guy. He's really dangerous. Misread that tell then. I thought he was doing something else. Got away with it. Alright, now I think that's the end of the fight, is it? Is there one more phase? Then... oh, yeah, now he comes back up. No, he doesn't. That's the fight over. So again, no special rewards there from the Awakener level, but it's all a numbers game. Just keep running more and you will get them. And now it's back to finding the other Harbinger. The other Harbinger is worth doing. I would abandon this mission if it were, like, say for instance, if it was just slay the invasion boss. I'd just come in here, I'd kill the boss, and then I'd leave. Okay, so here we go with a bunch of Harbingers. I quite like the Silica map this league. No one else does, but I think it's quite good. Okay, so that's the Zana mission. Unfortunately, there was nothing off Zana specifically this time, but again, numbers game, you don't always get what you're after. We are guaranteed to get the Fragment of the Minotaur, which is enough for me to complete another Shaper set. I've done Shaper twice this league, and both times I got a different fragment, which was good. I haven't actually gone around to running Uber Elder this league. Shaper didn't get made much harder by the increased hit points. Elder got made harder, and Uber Elder will be much, much harder with the extra hit points, although I'm yet to do him. Notice that because this is now a Shaper influence map, you will get old Veldo popping in and saying hello. And because this is an Ulnatol breach, and last I checked Ulnatol splinters are worth about an alchemy orb each, I do tend to full clear these. Ulnatol splinters aren't worth anything because of Ulnatol's loot, they're worth it because they upgrade to the second best breach stone for XP. Oh, stack deck's always fun. Why don't I just open that on? Rip. Normally I hoard those, but when they drop while I'm playing video, I'll open it. One thing I like about this build is that you generally hit entire packs at once for things like those annoying Heralds of the Obelisk, where they're very dangerous from the point you killed one to the point that you kill the last one. Alrighty, at this point, set up my oops, I screwed up again portal. Deal with all the Shaper trash. And gauge old Minnow. Burrowing, get the hell out of the way. Oh, I didn't even see him then. I was too busy paying attention to something else. Mistakes happen. That's why I play softcore. Because that death was entirely my fault. Okay, now at this point I've taken... Oh, I thought I had just smoked mine past that. First death was my fault. I think that one... I'll have to have a look at how I played it. That felt like a mistake. I was trying to portal to smoke mine to the other side of there. Okay. And gotcha. Alright, so that was a really sloppy Minotaur, but he's dead. Something I do like about doing is turning the Guardians of the Shaper Guardians into Tane fragments, just for something a bit different. If one's dropping div cards, that usually means that it will drop stack decks. And actually, pretty bad lot of stuff there. I almost always die on a Guardian of Minotaur base. Oh, not so bad actually. It's noticeable how much easier that fight is when you don't have the barriers in the way. One thing I am meaning to do is put together a full set of one of the Guardians and see if I can get like all 5 pieces for them. I'm sure it's been done before, but I haven't done it. Anyways, that's the way that I'm using my Zana missions to generate a bit of currency. One of the other things that helps there is that you're running 4 maps in 17 minutes. It's not lightning pace, but it's not particularly slow either. If you keep that up, and actually you can do it a lot faster when you're not dying badly or giving commentary, then you can end up just punching through a lot of maps in general and reaping these rewards. These rewards are big, and you will end up with a lot of currency out of that. So hopefully that gives a bit of a sense as to what you can do to burn through some of your red tier Zana missions. The key takeaway, make sure that you're using them on tier 16 maps. At the very least 15, but I think 16 does give better rewards. And just when you've got a bunch of your Shaper Guardian sets or Elder Guardian sets ready, run those missions as you get them, and then sell the fragments or run them yourself, whatever you prefer. Got any comments or questions? Fire away. Otherwise, gonna leave it there. I hope you have a good one.